People fail to realize how the internet works because if this didn't get rid of you.
That's him. Let me see. That's that nigga. With Miami, I know you heard about him.
Yep.
And I'm telling y'all, this is why I know he got something to do with it.
Why?
The first night Slug died, he came back like, yo, bro, we need to go over them. I know what people did it, this and that, this and that. But he was like on some fidgety, like trying to put it off on somebody so whoever did it can't be like, oh, Miami got something to do with it too. Jarrell and Eddie do hang. And they said it was a tall red dude with tattoos and a short dude. Eddie's short and dark skinned. It's gotta be him. And why Jarrell, and why he ain't been around? He come through Key Street, he smoke M's too. Now I'm trying to tell you something,
You're telling me if it was Jarrell that Eddie knows Jarrell.
Yeah, he know Jarrell. The reason we know they hang, because Eddie gave him, his mama gave him, and the nigga Jarrell gave him, so I know for a fact they hang. This one just trying to piece together, but then bro, that's another story. That's another story I heard.
And this didn't get rid of you.
Get on the ground! Passengers, get on the ground! Cross your ankles! I don't care about your phone. Get on the car now! Get on the ground! Cross your ankles! Passenger, get on your face!
Exactly like that.
That was Boston Richey basically getting his fan charges, which he beat. If those two things didn't get rid of you, lordy, lordy, lord. The grand old party, the GOP with the Epstein files? Shit, Trump's still in office and his name is mentioned over 3,000 times. What you talking about, Nash? Well, Boston Richey is accused of doing some very heinous things, but I'm going to point out some hypocrisies that should definitely be pointed out. Let's listen. At Epic Records, a few days ago, you all held a meeting after it was brought to your attention that your artist shared an X-tape of me from when I was underage to other women. Rather than addressing the seriousness of that behavior, the response seems to have been to initiate a smear campaign against me. This situation deserves to be handled with accountability and maturity. Your artist clearly needs real help. Can you help me? To be very clear, this information is confirmed. I am in close contact with someone from the team who was present in the Zoom meeting at Epic Records where the situation was discussed. And you can see right here, bruh. It's pretty interesting. They're showing all these screenshots. Boston Richey ex-girlfriend says she stayed because he would buy her things, adding that she had a plan in the relationship. Boston Richey's ex-girlfriend, Tatiana Chanell, admits she was only with him for money and materialistic reasons. Real Boston Richey's ex, Tatiana Chanell, said she was only with him for the money. Then it says, Epic Records, you guys had to come a little harder next time with these smear campaigns. Leave me alone or else. She goes on to post Daily Loud. And listen, man, Daily Loud is their own thing. And it says, Boston Richey's ex, Tatiana, admits she was only in a relationship for materialistic things. For your next campaign, try to use different captions. Be creative at Epic Records. My mixtapes. Boston Richey's ex, Tatiana, admits she was in the relationship for materialistic reasons. I was there when execute the plan, and it says Tatiana Chanell flat out admitted the only reason she stayed in a relationship with real Boston Richey for years was because of his money after they started dating when she was 16 and he was 25. I was just there. We have a plan, you execute it.
My longest relationship was the biggest heartbreak.
How long was that long relationship?
Like 2.5 years. No, Tati, I don't know how you did that hard time, baby. I can't pass 2.5.
I don't
Like,
know.
2.5,
I don't even
up.
think I made it past 2.5, but like I said, I was just there.
When you have a plan, you execute that plan. You was looking like Charles and Diana Mad Black Woman.
I was just
Christina.
there.
I
was
was
just there.
Yeah.
But
okay, I feel that.
I don't know.
So then
I
what,
feel like time
what
flies.
kept you in that relationship then?
I'll fuck with you never change. I put gas around your neck. I'm a BB every.
What are you talking about? I can read between the lines, huh? No, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Right there. That's the QR code. Yep, free cash right there. Or hit that QR code. I mean, tap the link in the description or hit that QR code. Link in the description. Tap that right there just so you can get started to play today. Get paid to play, man. I can show y'all some screenshots of what people have been making. You know, little here's and there's, you know what I'm saying, playing a couple of games. It's kind of crazy how it works, but it does work. Number 2 in the freaking Apple Store. Number 3 in the Google Play Store. That's free cash. Play games and get paid today. Get up to $500. That's some extra income that you and I both know we all could use. So, I'm just curious, right? And just me and my curious thoughts, right? How old were you? Because you're 20 today. That happened last year, around this same time, which would make you 19. Let's kind of run this evidence real quick that we believe that we have. You ready? Because if Boston Richey was going to be canceled, it should have been when he did this. Roll 20, Verdun, Tallahassee, Florida, 32303. Date of birth, 2/4/1997. Date prepared, 3/31/2025. Arrest date 2B. NCIC code. Felony charge, assault, family violence, impeding breath. Cause no Harris County District Court. That would be way the hell out in Tejas, a.k.a. Houston. So first setting date, court ordered bail to be set at magistration. Then it says statement, in the name and by authority of the state of Texas, before me, the undersigned Assistant District Attorney of Harris County, Texas, this day appeared the undersigned faint, who under oath says that he has good reason to believe and does believe that in Harris County, Texas, Jalen Tahini Foster thereafter styled the defendant heretofore, on or about March 30th, 2025, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, and knowingly cause bodily injury to Tatiana Charles. Hereafter styled the complainant, a person to whom the defendant had a dating relationship, by impeding the normal breathing and circulation of the blood of the complainant, by applying pressure to the complainant's neck. Probable cause, a fainted, D. Usher, a certified peace officer presented employed as a patrolman with the Houston Police Department, has good reason to believe and does believe that on March 29, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, Jalen Tahini Foster, hereafter referred to as the defendant, did commit the offense of family violence, assault, impeding breath at 806 Main Street, Houston, Texas, and Harris County. The defendant was positively identified by his Florida driver's license. My belief is based on the following. Officer D. Usher, riding in Unit 3Y43N, assigned to the Downtown Patrol Division, responded to a call for service regarding an assault unknown weapon at 806 Main Street, Houston, located in Harris County, early Sunday morning on 3/30/2025 at 0330 hours. Okay. On March 30th, 2025, somewhere between 2000 hours and 2230 hours, the complainant, Tatiana Chanell Charles, stated that she and defendant Jalen Foster, who was her boyfriend for approximately 1 to 2 years, pay attention to that. This is what she said under oath. 1 to 2 years. If she's 20 years old now, Boston Richey is in a lot of trouble. We're at Sakai Outdoor Pool event, or I don't know, Sakai, I don't know how to say that shit, for an event where the defendant grabbed her phone from her hands and began arguing with her and later took her other phone.
What the hell, Burton? That's Shorty? That's the little young guy?
The Tatiana girl? Yeah. Ooh. Don't get clipped. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell, Burton? What the hell, on? What the hell?
Oh.
No.
Yeah, don't record that.
Yeah.
The complainant stated that the defendant and she had taken 2 separate vehicles to arrive at 806 Main Street. She said once they got there, she asked the defendant for a phone back from the vehicle. The complainant stated that when she got out the vehicle, the defendant had exited his vehicle and pushed her into the second row of the vehicle. He arrived at the location and began to choke her with both his hands around her neck. The complainant stated that the defendant had choked her for approximately 6 to 10 seconds, choking her approximately 20 times in 2 hours. The complainant stated that the defendant, on 2 occasions during this assault, had pushed her down to the floor of the vehicle and used his knee and body weight on her neck to stop her breathing for approximately 6 to 10 seconds. During the strangulation, the complainant stated that she believed she lost consciousness, felt dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous, weak, and vomited twice in the vehicle. The complainant stated she felt as though she was going to die. The defendant allegedly said, "If you call the police, I might as well kill you." When she tried to get out of the car, the defendant said, "You're not getting out of this car." When she tried to get out of the car, the defendant said, "You're not getting out of this car." She said there were 2 other people in the car when the assault took place. The defendant did not stop until a mutual friend of both of them got into the car and prevented the defendant from continuing the assault. The complainant stated she was 4 to 8 weeks pregnant and that the defendant knew she was pregnant. She stated she wanted to press charges. Officer D. Usher then made contact with the complainant, who stated the defendant had assaulted her. Now, we have this ID right here. And what she said to the police is basically that he was in a relationship with her for about 1 to 2 years. Now, the question is, when did the pounding goes on? Because dating, unfortunately, fortunately, however in which you want to look at it, dating is completely different. See, in the great state of Florida, not to be confused with the state right next to it, there's a 2-year difference on something. What's the 2-year difference, Nash? Age of consent. See, the age of consent in Florida is 18. The age of consent in doggone Alabama is 16. And I believe even the age of consent in Georgia, which is the state that's right on top. Let me see. Age of consent in Georgia is 16 as well. So Florida's more advanced. I'm from California. The age of consent is 18. So anything younger than that, I look at y'all funny. New York is like, "Yo, B, no, it's 17. B, it's 17, son." All right, man, I ain't argue with you New Yorkers, bro. I seen Jerry Seinfeld with a 17-year-old, and y'all ain't lose your minds on that one. See, we don't just attack black people over here. We go after the cats, too. But on a serious note, it's not going to do nothing. How did she know that there was an X tape that was sent out against her? Okay. If y'all believe that, let me ask you a question. Why make those idle threats? Why not, in my opinion, hire your lawyer and say, "My lawyer's issuing a statement. We are now going after Epic Records." Epic Records has nothing to do with those blogs in particular posting that stuff. My mixtapes ain't doing that. I know all them niggas over there. They ain't doing that. Not sorry. So they're not doing that. So it leads me to believe. What you got going? What's your plans? Spotlight. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, get your moonlight. That's all that is. This ain't about nothing. Because the world has accepted wrongly, and I'm going to say wrongly, that if we see a girl that's fast as hell, and I could post some crazy pictures about her, she stacked like a damn 30-year-old woman that had 2 kids and 2 goddamn surgeries. We talking hips and tits. You know what I'm saying? She, body-wise, shit, she fine. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. I hear a bitch 20 years old. I'm boot scooting boogie. That shit ain't attractive to me. But I'm not 26 years old with millions of dollars either. I barely got $10 to my name. So, hey, it is what it is. But as far as Boston Richey goes, it's not over. Because the world has accepted this. And unfortunately, it's more in particular with girls in the ghetto. And I mean this with all due respect, because I grew up in California. Our ghettos, our hoods, all that stuff is very, very, very diverse. You will have a hood with Mexicans, Asians, whites, and blacks all together, and they all gang bang the same gang. So it ain't the same damn thing. But one thing we have accepted, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to get to this point, is that they say that girls can be fast. We talking road runner, speed runner. That's why that song came out. She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' try to hoe when she get far. That shit. See, we have accepted wrongly that if this little girl running around with tight ass skirts and shit and flirting with grown ass men and all this shit, that hey, she should be able to be touched. I disagree. I believe it's on the adults in the room to be the adults in the room. What a crazy ass thought to think. You mean to tell me this grown ass person, I'm talking men and women, because we've seen a lot of women being known now for getting took down. They just ain't getting the same time as the men are, which they should. We have accepted that if they move fast, they able to get hit. Imagine if there was this grown-ass boy, about 16 years old, built like an ox, strong as shit, like got muscles in his neck. And he smashes a female teacher or the pastor's wife or something like that, whatever the hell. Y'all know what they gonna say to that boy? Nigga, you already grown. You already built like a grown-ass man. What you snitching for? Vice versa. If we see a young lady, 17, with double D's and hips and all this shit, and look grown as hell in the face, she's fair pickings. That's what society has accepted. Nothing's going to happen to Boston Richey. Because if it was going to happen before, it should have happened when he choked out a pregnant woman. A pregnant young lady. Where the baby at now? I guess they hit ejecto seat on one of them. Huh? Bye, uterus. Just going to say it. Don't fucking matter, bro. This shit don't matter. And it should. It absolutely should. But Boston Richey has beat the game. Boston Richey has let you hoes know, I'll trick on y'all. Send you 5 bands, 10 bands, 15, 20, do you need 50? It doesn't matter. When a man is willing to give money, these brides will say, shit, I'm 18. That's what he like. I want to get paid. That's what he want. Because y'all all after the same thing. Him and you. Y'all all after his money. He's just using it as a tactic to get in draws. What y'all want me to say? Y'all want me to lie? You want me to get on the podium and say, hey, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. He shouldn't be doing this. He should be canceled, man. He over here sleeping, bro. Listen, man, she said 1 to 2 years. We don't know when that relationship turns sexual. We just don't. What we do know is this. Nobody liked that shit. Remember these comments? So I get the word to be informed that Boston Richey, little H.A., was beating that little girlfriend of his in the backseat of that black car service for 2 hours this morning. But she 2 months pregnant, by the way. But y'all love him because he tweets about tricking. F him. She told the people this isn't the first time he beaten her too. Cops here now, waiting to see if the judge gonna sign off on the arrest. It's one thing I hate is ends who put their hands on women. Then a pregnant one at that is trying to kill the baby and stuff. Police on the scene now after being called 4 hours ago. They said she was pressing charges. Boston Richey is in his late 20s effing teenagers, but he mentioned spending money on bees and his music, so that's enough for them to forget he is a complete PDF.
Me and my homegirls would have tore Boston Richey A out the front.
Oh, according to online records, she's supposed to be a TikTok star, which is hilarious. But her birthday is January 7, 2006. Born in Miami. Capricorn, which, you know, they cap full of shit. Nobody in the history of Earth has ever liked a Capricorn or took one serious. It's just the truth. Anyways, 20 years old. To Tati ID, she is 17. So as y'all can see right here, the date of birth is 2006. Issue ID date is 10/14/2023. So let's go ahead and do our math. Generally, the age of consent in Florida is 18 years old. Florida law allows a person who is 18 years old to consent to X activity with a person of any age, provided the person is not under the age of 18 years old. Shit don't matter. It doesn't. He was supposed to get ruined before. It didn't happen. Nigga makes some nice songs. Y'all still celebrate R. Kelly. Even though R. Kelly was known to pull up to Chicago. Step in the name of love. 14 years and up. Didn't matter. Don't matter. Won't matter. Can't matter. You want to know why? When you're talented or you're entertaining and you have money, they let you do it. One thing Donald Trump said that was disgusting and deplorable, but it's a mindset that he adopted because he's seen others do it. When you're rich and you're powerful, you can just walk up to them and start kissing them and grab them by the pussy. That's what Donald Trump said. And unfortunately, Donald Trump was right about that shit. Hit the like button if you can. If you don't, tell me why not. Why not? If you hate this content, throw tomatoes in the damn comments. It's perfectly fine, man. But click right here to see something that we all knew was coming. Since y'all just said I'm a fan, even though if you go back to the goddamn videos of T.I. and his sons dissing 50 Cent, y'all was saying I was on T.I.'s side. I guess that's what happens when you keep it fair. See this video that's pissing off a lot of people because they panties is in a bunch for T.I.P. coming live from the VIP.